Hello again, YouTubers. This is Evenball. It is March 30th, 2014, and I've got a whole bunch of more games here for you, and going to get right on it because we have quite a few games here today. And here we go. The first thing I got, though, is a strategy guide for Pokémon Black and White. And it's only $3, so that's pretty good. I don't have either of these games yet, but I will be getting at least one of them soon. I love Pokemon, but so have to get these. These are always good. Okay, moving right along, we got 3 PlayStation games. First one is Hard Trilogy, only $1.99. Great deal. I remember this game being kind of a big deal back in the day, and I'm hoping that it lives up to it. I know it's got a sequel, which is really weird. That doesn't seem to have much to do with the movies, but that's fine. But yeah, this was great. This is good to add to my collection. I also have Fatal Fury Wild Ambition. And this is actually kind of underpriced here. This is only $2, and looking on eBay, it goes for anywhere between $10 to $20. But not down to $2, so that's a really good deal. And this is a 3D fighting game, but it's a Fatal Fury game, so I don't know if this is the only 3D fighting Fatal Fury game, but looks like it that I can see. And it actually looks pretty good. And the last PlayStation game is the PlayStation version of the X-Files. Now, this game is not a big seller. There's a whole bunch on eBay, but no one's buying them, so I don't know if it's just because it's a terrible game or what. All I do know is when I play this on my PlayStation 3, the cursor is all screwed up. I don't know why, but it works. It's just the cursor is all screwed up when I play it on my PS3 for some reason. Okay, from time to time, as you guys know, I love to grab some old computer games. And I've got a whole bunch here that a lot of them were really cheap. The first one, this is the most expensive one I got, and that's not very much. No One Lives Forever, the original. Only $3, and I've been wanting to play this. I have the sequel right up here, complete in the box, No One Lives Forever 2, but I did not have the original. So glad to finally get the original. I'm gonna at some point to do a playthrough of this. I love first-person games on PC. I don't really like them on consoles very much, but I love mouse and keyboard controls, and these are always good. Next up, TRON 2.0. Yes, I've been wanting this game. This is from the same people who made No One Lives Forever. Monolith, and I remember this one being a pretty good game back in the day too. So I'm hoping to do a playthrough of this at some point. And now we're going to get even cheaper. King's Quest VII from Sierra, only 99 cents. I have 1 through 6 on a CD, but I did not have 7, so glad to finally get this one. I hear it's not that great and kind of convoluted, but I'll give it a shot. Then I have another Sierra game, Freddy, Pharkas, Frontier Pharmacist. Wow, I said it all in one take. Yes, it is from Allo, the creator of Leisure Suit Larry. It's only 99 cents. I don't see how I could miss with that. Looks like a fun game. I love that picture they have in there. But moving right along, I got all 3 of these items in the same package, and it was Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, Tomb Raider Chronicles, and Tomb Raider the Book, which is just a strategy guide. It's basically like a Cliff Notes version of the strategy guides for the first 5 Tomb Raider games, plus a Game Boy Tomb Raider game, all in one. with a little lame interview with Angelina Jolie. I mainly got it for this because I was missing this one for some reason in my PC collection, and I just needed that one. And this is only $3 for all three of these all together, so that was a pretty good deal. I already have this one. I'll probably end up selling it at some point. But yeah, I get this. It says it's a special limited edition. I don't know what what that means because it doesn't seem to be anything special about it. But it's the full game. Finally get to do a playthrough of this. I've always preferred playing the Tomb Raider games on the PC because you could bump up the resolution and games look a lot nicer. All right, now those are a bunch of old PC games, a bunch of old computer games, but they're not that old, not compared to what I'm about to show you. Okay, I found these games at a Value Village, and I come across these every once in a while, but I was glad to find these. These are 5 I didn't have. They are TI 99 games. I got 5 of them this time. And, what can I say? $2 a piece, that's about the normal price I usually find them. If I can find them for cheaper, I'd go for it. I wouldn't really want to pay more than that. But, yeah, I find TI 99 games every once in a while, and I got these ones. Amazing, a little maze game where you just move a little figure around through a maze and you go on to the next one. Car Wars, which is a clone of an old arcade game. It slips my mind. TI Invaders, though, that doesn't slip my mind. That is a Space Invaders clone, and it's actually a very good Space Invaders clone. And Mind Challengers, I don't know too much about that, so I probably won't get that much play out of that. And Tombstone City in the 21st Century. Yeah, I've never played that one either. I looked up some YouTube. It didn't seem all that great on it. But, don't want to hurt these anymore. But, yeah, the TI-99 was my first game system. I used to have Alpiner and Qbert on that, and those were fantastic games, so I'm trying to get more of these when I can. But it doesn't end there. I got even more old computer stuff right next. Okay, and the last one I got, it was kind of a funny story. I was walking around with those TI-99 cartridges, and there's a kid looking at a PlayStation 1 up on the shelf, and he's like, wow, that's really ancient. And I was just laughing to myself. I just thought that was really funny. That's not ancient. This is ancient. Yes, this is a Commodore VIC-20 computer system, complete in its box. And I was kind of shocked to see this on the shelf. I never come across these computer systems. In fact, I'm still looking for a TI-99 system to play those games in. But I was able to find this guy. And it's a fair price for it. These are not high in demand and expensive systems. But for complete in the box and everything, that's a pretty good price for it. And let's open it up and see what's inside. Well, actually, let me look on the bottom because it's great seeing all this stuff on the box. Arcade excitement, student education, financial planning. Oh yeah, I'm totally going to use this for financial planning. And personal improvement. Wow. And it's got its own little Space Invaders clone, Vic Avenger. How cute. Nothing in here is really all that great. I mean, it's about 2 or 3 years before the Commodore made the C64. So this is it's just a much older system, and it's only got 5K of RAM. So not a whole lot there. Let's open it up. And I got a whole bunch of stuff in here. It has the instructions. And it's got a bunch of tapes. It has this box for casino-style blackjack. But there's no tape in there, so I'm not sure why that's in there. It's got the rabbit ears thing. I'm going to need to get an adapter for this to cable to play it on my TV. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. The VIC typewriter. This did not come with a tape player, so I don't have any way of playing these tapes. I do have a tape player. I do have 2 tape players, though, in my collection that are PC data recorders. One's a PC data recorder, and another one is for the Mattel Aquarius. I don't know if they're going to work with this. I don't have any cables for them, so I have no way of plugging them in yet. Anyways, here's a box for Apple Panic. It's a cartridge game. I don't know. And I've got this operating instructions for the cassette unit, but I do not have the cassette unit. And it came with all these tapes. Including among these tapes is a game called Treasure Raiders, and aside from that picture, I know nothing about this game. I can't seem to find any info on it or any video on it. It won't really... Alright, we're back. It won't really zoom in on there very well. But if I can get this tape playing, I might do something on it. I might record it. And there it is, the VIC-20 in all its QWERTY keyboard glory. Ooh, don't want to hurt that. Wow. That is old, folks. Really, really old. I need a controller for this thing, too, so I'll try and figure that one out. Now, put that down. In here, I have 4 cartridges, so I got even more games for this thing. Got Shamus. I looked this up, and this actually looks like a pretty fun game. It's a Berserk clone, and it looks like a very good Berserk clone, so no problem with that. Voodoo Castle. It's a text adventure. Yeah. So, text adventure on cartridge, yes, folks. Going really high here. Apple Panic, the one where I have the box right over here for it. So that's good. Now I got that game in its box. And K-Star Patrol, a shooter. Just a horizontal shooter where you're trying to rack up points, basically. So that's about it. It has has all the cables, well, most of the cables that I see, and the power cord. So I'll try and see if this thing works. Kind of excited to have an old computer. I'm trying to get as many of these old computers as I can. They're great. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to have more stuff next week.